Alright, welcome back. Let's talk blades because that's what we're into. Got another Benchmade for you guys. This one is the Benchmade Contego. Yes, this is a Osborne design. It's one of the biggest knives, or I should say biggest Benchmade I own. I think I have maybe one or two others. But yeah, this one's kind of a beefy, kind of biggy type of knife. It does have a little bit of an issue with the grip, but I think that can be fixed, and I think I know the reason why they have it this way. But here we go, Benchmade Contego. Price tag on this is $224.27 on Amazon. It's the biggest Benchmade that I own. I'd have to say it is. I really like that they have the carbide glass breaker tip right there. Really dig that pocket clip. There's something about that pocket clip that I really, really like. And it doesn't look like a normal Benchmade pocket clip, that boring black pocket clip that I'm used to seeing. This looks nice. And it fits really nice in the pocket. If you're looking at all the ripples and all the bumps, that's kind of my issue with this knife, is the grip. But I think I know why they designed it this way. So here it is. You can see Osborne design right there. And it is a CPM M4 steel. So this is another tool steel. There's the Benchmade logo and the model number. The Contego, Benchmade Contego 810, model number 810, excuse me. Of course, it sports the ever so obvious access lock, which is pretty smooth on this knife considering how big the blade is and how heavy it is. The grip on this thing is okay. And I say okay because, I mean, you get a whole lot of handle. And you get a whole lot of knife. The only problem is you got jimping here, you got jimping here, you got jimping here, you got jimping here, and of course you got jimping right back here. I believe they put all the jimping and all these ripples right here, not just for grip, but for the plain and simple fact that this is meant for gloves. So if you're wearing gloves, this will give you that extra grip. You got that G10 handle scales on top of steel liners. And yes, they are milled out slightly. I can see the shadowing in there of that. Might as well bust it out. Why not, right? Yep. So it's milled out for weight reduction, but this thing still has some pretty hefty weight to it, in my opinion. And of course, with all Benchmades, you get the cotton bag thing. So that's kind of nice, and I don't carry this very often because it's so big. And it is really sharp. I can't remember ever carrying this for any longer than maybe just a few days before I put it away because it was just a really heavy kind of knife to me. So let's bust out the scale here so I can show you guys what I mean by that. It's not a bad knife to own. If you're a big knife guy like me, this is one that you're going to appreciate. It's just, you know, it's a very interesting knife. I like it, and that's why I keep it. Might not carry it all the time, but I still like it. As this is considered a tactical knife. You're looking at 5.90 ounces on there, so yeah, kind of hefty, but it's not too hefty, I suppose. And of course, let's go into the size. So we got a 4-inch blade with an overall, 9-inch handle. I think it's touching the glass breaker, but it would be 9 inches, maybe just a little over 9 1/8 inch. Well, either way, still good. Still big. I think what's really funny about this knife is that I actually accidentally cut something with it when I first got this knife. That's how sharp this thing was. One of my friends was telling me about the Contego. He said, "Oh, I love it. It's a big Benchmade." And I was like, "Really?" Because I want a big Benchmade. He said, yeah, you should get it. You should get it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to spend $225. But he's like, "Oh, you know, if you're a collector, you're gonna enjoy it. I think this is an aluminum bag spacer now that I think about it. I thought it was going to be G10, but it's actually aluminum. Either way, he's like, you're going to like it. You should get it. And I did. I looked at the pictures, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had a Benchmade in a while, so I ended up buying this one, and I held it, and I was like, if you're not wearing gloves, this feels really uncomfortable. It feels like you're holding a handful of teeth. It's intended for grip. I get it, but if I'm like bearing down on it, just really, really, if you can see all that, that is from the knife. All the little marks, that's from holding this thing. So if that doesn't bother you, then sure. But if you're really doing some hard cutting tasks with this thing, it's going to become hot spots. Hot spot here, hot spot there, hot spot here, hot spot there, hot spot back here. You are going to feel this thing, definitely. And I don't think it really helps that you can also feel how squared off, because it doesn't really feel rounded, even though it has all these like kind of digouts right there. You can still feel the edge of all of it, and it feels like you're holding a butter knife at the blade. You could feel all those ridges right there. That's what it really feels like. So you have a lot of hot spots overall. So I think this is intended for gloves. If you can or should wear gloves with this, or if you do wear gloves, like if you're a security guard or something and you need a nice big hefty knife that you don't mind spending $200 on and it's Benchmade, then this is for you. But this is not my ideal EDC. This is like a specific occasion, purpose-driven, carrying, glass-breaking, tactical knife. I really do like that bead blast finish on the blade itself. It's got that paint on there, so it kind of gives it that coating, that protective coating. So it's nice. I'm not going to say that it isn't. With the access lock being as it is on this knife, it's actually really smooth, really smooth, though I've hardly ever carried this thing. But I can tell you it is a big heavy blade, so it's one of those type of knives where I think it's a specific purpose driven, especially with the teeth on the handle that is meant for grip. So I don't know, but it's gonna come up to you whether or not you guys want, or if it's your style. It's just one that I wanted for the collection, and I do enjoy carrying it. When I did carry it, I just didn't really see it as my go-to for every day. Something a little bit, just a slight bit smaller, a little bit more discreet, but I really do appreciate the pocket clip on there. It does really make a difference. Having only just that hanging out of your pocket makes a world of a difference, when most pocket clips make your knife look like there's more than maybe just about that sticking out your pocket. So it does make a difference. You can switch it for left or right hand, but it is strictly for tip-up carry, unfortunately, but that's okay. At least for me anyways. I just keep it in the configuration that it was given to me, or the way that I purchased it anyways. So I haven't had any problems. I've heard horror stories about people and their Benchmades breaking. I guess the spring inside there breaks. I keep hearing stories of that happening. But I mean, the warranty should cover it. You should be able to send it to Benchmade with some sort of explanation to why you need to get it repaired, and of course they would send it back to you with no problem, with little to no cost. So I've been told. I don't know how true that is, but hey, I guess you can't really go too wrong with one of these. Benchmade does make some fantastic knives. So if you don't mind spending the cash, and you just want something that's kind of beefy and intimidating, why not? Good little Osborne. I kind of enjoy his designs. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a bunch.